Masmi Jain, and it's truly an honor to serve as today's program coordinator. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to this session of our workshop on research paper writing and concepts. Today, we are privileged to learn from the immensely knowledgeable Dr. Rekha Narang ma'am. This FDP has been thoughtfully organized by the Research Foundation of India in collaboration with Shodh Malwa, Parel University, Gujarat, Eklavya University, JHRF, ARGA, and Edu Academic Inc. Now, let me introduce our esteemed session expert. We are honored to welcome Dr. Rekha Narang, an eminent academician with over 23 years of teaching and leadership experience, currently serving as Dean Student Welfare and Professor at the School of Management, Gita University, Panipat. She holds a PhD in Statistics, MBA in HR, MPhil, and an executive program in Data Analytics from IIM Rohtak. With 41 publications, 2 patents, and significant research guidance, she is recognized for her expertise in business statistics, research methodology, and analytics. Recipient of grants from the NCW and AICTE, she actively promotes women empowerment, mental health awareness, and research excellence through seminars, workshops, and professional collaborations. With this, I humbly invite ma'am to begin her session today. Ma'am, over to you.
Thank you, Asmi ma'am, for this nice introduction. Good evening, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank Research Foundation of India to give us this platform for sharing the knowledge between you and me. So today's session is research concepts. So let us start the session.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Let me give one moment to share the screen. Is my screen is visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much for confirming. So let's begin the session. Our session is research paper writing and concepts. So in this title, first of all, the main focus is on research paper. What is research? Then how we can write the research paper, and what concepts do we know before writing any research paper. So let us begin the session with a simple question that what is research? Yes, I would like to ask this question to you all. Yes, please. What is research? Anyone? Because maybe in the participants, some of our scholars are doing research on any topic. So what is research? Answers may be wrong or right, no issues, but this is a discussion platform, so we will interact with each other so that we can gain many more things from all of you. Yeah.
Research means reinvestigate about already which found.
Okay. Reinvestigate something to
Yeah,
gain
ma'am.
some new insights. Okay. Okay, right. Any other person?
Ma'am, research is to finding something which is already existing from what is already existed and finding something new.
Okay. Already existing, finding something new. Okay. Yes. Any other try? Yes, any other try?
It is a systematic approach to investigating a problem.
Yes, right. Now this is the right answer. Actually, right answer. When we explore something randomly, then it is known as a search. Like I want to purchase a mobile phone, for example, and in the mobile phone, I am searching on the browser that which mobile phone is suitable to me. So then it is a search because I am randomly seeing something. But yes, when a systematic you can say a systematic exploring of something to find an answer, then it is known as the research. Okay, because sometimes it is confusing that research means to search again and again, but not. Yes, if you do something systematic to gain an answer for a question, then it is known as a research. Okay, now yes, just a minute, I think there is some issue. My screen is visible to all of you? It's moving?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not moving, ma'am.
It's not
It is-
moving, ma'am.
Yeah, now
Now
it
you
is.
can, now you can see?
Moving, ma'am.
Okay,
Moving,
okay,
ma'am.
okay, okay. Now, what is research now? Research is a systematic process. Systematic process which contribute meaningfully and a question to my answer. Okay, so it is a systematic process, right? So systematic process. So we have a in total research we have some points like first ask the right question, like for example, if we want to investigate something, then for in that investigating I need some data, because in the absence of data I can't validate that thing. So for asking right question, the first step, then collecting data means while we collect the data, we collect data to validate my investigation. So gather relevant information. And how we can collect the data? There are many ways to collect the data: primary data collection or secondary data collection. Now question is, what is primary data collection? What is primary data collection? Anyone? We have two ways to collect the data, because we want to validate our investigation through the data. So I need to collect the data first. So what is the process of collecting the data? We have two ways in which I have collect the data. I want to collect the data, and the two ways are primary data collection and secondary data collection. So what is primary data collection? Yes.
To know the problem
Sorry.
by doing the survey, or to know the problem where it is occurs, we have to start from that.
We by doing surveys. Okay. Any other reply?
Collection of for the first time.
Primary data means the data which is already not collected by anyone, and we are taking the from data either in various forms like interview method,
Yes.
survey methods, questionnaire method.
Collection, we can collect the data by two ways: primary or secondary. Primary means when you collect data yourself, that is already not collected. You will collect the data by the means of any questionnaire, by the means of surveys, experiments, interviews, group discussions. So when you collect the data by yourself, which is not already collected, then it is known as a primary data collection. Okay. After that, what is secondary data collection? Secondary means that is already been collected, but you use that existed data to validate your study. From where we can take the secondary data or existing data? It should be from some reliable sources. Reliable sources means to say you
Like
can use,
articles and journals.
yes, already published articles. You can take the data from journals, you can take the data from the newspapers, you can take data from government offices. So if already collected data you take, then it is known as the secondary data. But when you collect yourself data by means of any questionnaire or interviews, then it is known as a primary data. Right? Okay. Now, first, for the research, we should have a question, a right question, feasible question. Then to validate that question, we take the support of the data which we collected from complete process of research. Okay, that would be, I think, next slide. Okay, now we have discussed what is research. Research include asking right question, collecting data, analyzing the data, and draw conclusion from our data. These are all included in my research. Now question is, what is research paper? Because we can do research for any purpose, but in the if you are a PhD scholar or you are working on any project, then you need to know what is research paper, because that time I am working on research for purpose, and my purpose is creating a research paper. So what is research paper?
What we done in that research process, we should publish like a paper or article.
Yes, what we have done in our research, that should be documented, which represent my research findings, and that can be used for any future concern, maybe for academic conventions and for the societal relevance. Then structure documented is known as the research paper. You can say in a simple word, it's a formal presentation or a structured document that presents our research findings, okay, which can be used for another research for the societal relevance or academic conventions, right? It means what we have done, that should be documented. If it is documented, then it is a research paper, right? Okay. Knowledge communication. Why we do research? Before this knowledge communication, my question is, why we do research? Research has many purposes. Why we do research? Why we write a research paper? Why we write a research paper? What is the need of research? Yes, please.
It helpful to the future generation, what we done in the previous work.
Yes. Very good. This is one point. Next, any other point? There are many purposes. You can say, you can share, you want to share knowledge with others, or you have some problem in community or society, how you can solve that problem. For this, you can do research. As you say, support future research. If there is some already existing things and we want to add something or modify that thing, we need research. Okay, and nowadays it's a very common, get recognition from the academic institution, we have to write a research papers, because now it's a mandatory in academic institution, and that you have to contribute with the research if you want to live in this academic society. So now it's a mandatory to write a research paper. Otherwise, research paper, you can say in the simple thing, research paper is to share new knowledge to the others. Okay. Now come to the next point, and it's a very important point. Type of research paper. Type of research paper. Mainly, there are 4 types. One is empirical papers, review papers, conceptual papers, and case studies. Because before writing the research paper, you should know in which direction you are doing the research. Because every direction has a different, you can say, different need. If you are working on an empirical paper, then procedure will be different, process will be different. If you are working on a review paper, process will be different. Conceptual paper, process will be different. And if you are working on a case study, then again process will be different. Now it depends on your motive. What is your motive? What is your purpose? What is your research question? On the basis of that, we will decide which type of research paper we should work on. Right? So it depends entirely on your research question. My first type is empirical paper. Now, what do you understand by empirical paper? Okay, before going to this, have anyone worked on research paper, any research paper?
No, ma'am.
Okay, nobody have worked on the research paper? Okay, then it's very important to know type of research paper, because process is different for all of these four types, right? Okay, my very first type is empirical paper. What is empirical? Empirical, in the empirical paper, we collect the data by any means, primary data collection or secondary data collection, and we will test the hypothesis or validate any theory through observation or experiments. Like I want to prove something. To prove that thing, I need data, because with the help of data, I will prove that. In this empirical paper example, I have taken example that impact of sleep quality on student academic productivity. Okay, I want to see what is the impact of sleep quality on student academic productivity. If I want to validate this, if a student have a good sleep quality, then he will be perform better in their academic concern. I want to prove this. So think about this. I want to prove this thing. So there are many students, lakhs or crores or millions of students in the India. If I want to research on in India, then there are many students, but I can't take the input from each and every student. So I have to limit my study. Okay, so not in India, I will focus on not on all over India. I decide that not it's very large population. I will take the study in the Delhi, in capital of India, Delhi. But again in Delhi, there are lots of students. There are many students. I can't take input from the all students in the Delhi. So it's again the large population. But I want to know what is the impact of sleep quality on student academic productivity in Delhi region. So what to do? I can't take input from each and every student. So what is now what will be now my next step? What option I have? Yes, anyone? In this case, what should I do? Because I can't take the input from every student that what is your sleep quality and what is your academic performance. But I want to do this research. What should I do in this case? Yes.
Random sampling.
Yes. Not, you can say sampling only here, not random sampling, because sampling has many types: random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling. We have many types of sampling. So I will not go in that part which sampling I should take, but yes, your answer is very right. We have to take sample for this, because I can't take the input from each and every student in the Delhi region. So I have to take, definitely I have to take sample. Okay, now my next question is, for example, let us assume there are maybe 10 lakh student, okay, in Delhi region, but I can't take input from 10 lakh student. So I'll take a sample of the student. Suppose I have taken the sample of 100 students only. Like, right? Now I'll take the sample of 100 students and I'll ask a question. how is your sleep quality and what is your academic performance. I want to relate that thing. And on the basis of that 100 students, I have a result that if student has a good sleep quality, then they have a good academic performance. 70% in cases the student have a good sleep quality and they have a good academic performance. 70% cases I have I have result on the basis of my 1,000 samples. 70% means 700 students. On the basis of 700 students, I have conclusion that if a student have a good sleep quality, then they have a good academic performance. Okay. Now, my next question is, can on the basis of my 1,000 sample student, I can generalize this statement for the Delhi region students? Because I have taken only 1,000 students sample and I have a 10 lakh strength of students in the Delhi region. So can I generalize this statement? Yes, 70% my research confirms that if a student has a good sleep quality, they have a good academic productivity. Can I generalize this statement?
No, ma'am.
No. Why?
It is not ethical, ma'am. How we can say that apply this all the students? If we are
Yes, it's not right because it depends entirely on my sample. Maybe in 10 lakhs I have taken the student which is a good, actually they are from the good academic background families, and maybe that impacts their academic productivity. So on the basis of that 1,000 student, I can't analyze this statement. So I have to take assumption. I can just assume this thing. I can't generalize this statement. I have an assumption only. Yes, it is possible. So I need to validate my assumption also. That assumption in the research is known as a hypothesis. This term is known as a hypothesis in the research. I assume something. Okay, assumption means hypothesis. Term is known as a hypothesis. So I have a hypothesis that it's a hypothetical statement that 70% student says if they have a good sleep quality, academic productivity is good. So I have to validate that statement, and this for this we need to apply any statistical test, and on the basis of that statistical test I can just say my assumption is right or my assumption is wrong. So this is the total process. I'll collect the data, I'll analyze the sample. On the basis of sample, I have a result. On the basis of result, I have an assumption, I have a hypothesis, and on the to validate that hypothesis, I will apply any statistical test, and on the basis of that statistical test, I will now can claim my assumption is right or wrong. This is the process of empirical paper, right? So in empirical paper, you will collect the data, you will analyze the data by a means of any statistical test. Then this process, you can say it's a process of empirical research paper. Got my point?
yes, ma'am.
Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So in the empirical paper, you will collect the real data. Okay. Empirical paper will based on the real data collection and analysis. Now come to the next step, that is review papers. Okay. Now what is review paper? Anyone?
Review paper means we have to take one article or journal, what they are using, the methods, which synthesis or they are using. We have to simply analyze it and submit to the supervisor.
Okay.
Hello.
Right.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Ma'am, in review article, we collect information from different papers on the same topic.
Yes, right.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Review
Ma'am,
paper. Yes, yes, please.
ma'am, review paper means we are collecting the already published research papers on the topic, and we are reviewing what kind of research methodology or sampling or different sections of the research paper, what they already explored, and we want to find it and review it. What is the research gap they already leave for the next research? That
Yes.
is a review of the already published research journals with different platforms on the same topic. And we need to analyze starting from the methodology, sampling size, data collection, hypothesis, and the references, and what are the conclusions. We have to review each and every paper on the same topic.
Very right answer. Very good. Very right answer. Review paper means to evaluate existing research on a particular topic. Suppose I want to analyze one research topic and already existing research is already there, then to summarize that research or evaluate that research, to find identifying research gap, because if we review 50, 60, 80 papers, 100 papers, then definitely there will be a research gap. So to identify research gap, when we evaluate the existing research, then it is known as a review papers. Okay, in this you can say you can compare and evaluate existing research. And why we do review research? Because to identify the research gap. Actually, there are two types of review papers. One is systematic literature review. Okay, and other is comprehensive literature review. We can review paper as a systematic literature review. Now, what is systematic literature review? Systematic literature review. Okay. Actually, there are two ways to review the papers. One is randomly you have collected 800, so example 100 papers, 100 review papers, and go through one by one and identify the gap. You can identify the gap for the future directions. Then this is known as a comprehensive literature review. But in the systematic literature review, you systematically identify, review, and analyze the existing research. There should be a planned method, or you can say transparent method. Planned method and transparent method, both two things should be there. Planned means to say, for example, if you have on a particular topic, you have for example, 200 or 300 papers you have collected on a particular research, a particular topic. Suppose you found 300 research papers on a particular topic. Now, it's a first step. You have found 300 research papers. Now, is or all 300 research papers are valid for your research? Now, question is that maybe you have collected the topic. Now, maybe some of are not. You have not access to. You have no right to access the research papers. It means that will not be included in your study. Maybe some are in the other languages, and you are not able to analyze that. But yes, that was related to your research, but language is not accessible to you. It means that cannot be included in your study. Maybe some different methods they have used, which you don't want to use in your research. Maybe some are not in the published in the peer review journals, that will not, you want to include that in your research. So out of 300 research papers, you will have a transparent criteria which papers you will include in your study and which paper you will exclude from your study. But yes, you have a valid reason why you have this excluded this research paper from your study. This should be a transparent criteria why you have excluded the particular research paper from your study and why you have included a particular research paper for your study. So you have a transparent criteria to that. Okay, now write 300 research papers. You have excluding maybe there are some reason. What are the reasons? 200 papers you have excluded from your now study. You have starting with the 300 papers, but at the last excluded the research paper with any valid reason. Then now at the last you have only 100 papers to review. So then this is known as a systematic literature review. You have a complete methodology to review the papers. You should be transparent why you excluded the paper, why you have included the research paper in your study. You have a complete reason for that. And the method you can use for systematic literature review is PRISMA. Okay, PRISMA. Now, if you do a systematic literature review with the help of PRISMA diagram, then there is a good chances that your paper will be published in some good research, in some good journals. PRISMA stands for Preferred Reporting Items for Systematic Reviews. Preferred reporting items. Why preferred reporting items? Because I have started from the 300 research papers, but I have not included all the research paper to my study. I have included only 70 research paper, 80 research paper, 100 research paper with valid reason, so that it's a preferred reporting items. So PRISMA actually is a very good guideline that you can use for systematic literature review. Okay. Actually, this is a you can say PRISMA is a reporting guideline, right? Right? Systematic literature review. So if you are doing, if you are planning for your PhD or planning for any research, then before doing any empirical study or conceptual study, it's a very important step if you write a one systematic review paper, literature review paper in your research journey. Right? It's a very good step. First of all, before doing any empirical or conceptual paper, you should work on one systematic literature review paper. Okay, and it's a very good chances of publishing the systematic literature review in a good journals, in high index journals. Now come to my next, that is conceptual papers. Yes. Anyone an idea about the conceptual paper? Any idea about conceptual research paper?
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, concept-based research.
Yes, concept-based research. Now, what do you understand by concept-based? It means in the concept-based, no need to collect the data, real data. We will work on the concepts. Right? I am taking the again same example, that impact of sleep quality on student academic productivity. I'll break this example. I want to know which factors impact on student academic productivity. If I want a student will perform good in academic, what factors will impact on this thing? Now I am using the frame. I am working on the concepts. I am working on the conceptual framework, that what factors. One factor is maybe sleep quality. Sleep quality may be one of the factors that impact on student academic productivity. But there are so many other factors there can be which impact the student academic productivity. So I want to work on that, all that factors. I want to search all that factors which impact the student academic productivity. So how we can find that, find all factors? I can use a existing data, existing literature review. So I will review the research paper. Maybe many researchers have worked on the student academic productivity. Some of have worked on the factor sleep quality, but some of maybe worked on the family background. Because in my view, family background impact the student academic productivity. Maybe environment in which the student are reading or learning, that impact the student academic productivity. So there are so many other factors which can impact the student academic productivity. So I want to work on that factors. I want to know all factors which student impact on student academic productivity. Then this is known as the conceptual paper. I want to review all the research papers which is based on the student academic productivity, and in the review I can find that which all other factors are there which impact the student academic productivity. Got my point? Got my point? In this I am working on the factors only, which may be based on the literature review. Yes, anyone? Have any query? Yes, any query?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So there can be a mixed research also, in which I will use empirical and conceptual as well as. Because first I'll work on the conceptual paper, that I will develop a framework that what factors impact on the student academic productivity, and after that I will validate with the help of real collection of data that yes, these factors are real factors which impact on the student academic productivity. So I can mainly these type of, you can say, mixed research. Definitely mixed research is used in the PhD thesis, because in the PhD work we will work on the conceptual framework as well as we validate our research framework with the help of collecting real data. So in the PhD work, both mixed research will be there. First, you will develop a conceptual framework, then you will validate that conceptual framework by using the real data. Got my point?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now, next is what is case study?
Ma'am,
Yes.
please tell how do we develop the conceptual framework? First conceptual framework, then we put data on that.
No. Conceptual means to say, like I have taken an example that I want to know the factors which impact the student academic productivity. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question from you. One reply me that, ma'am, maybe sleep quality impact on student academic productivity. It means one factor which may be sleep quality.
Ma'am,
But other one,
another may be resources.
another may be resources. The second factor may be resources, and third factor may be family background. Fourth factor may be learning environment. So there are so many factors. So there may be 10, 15, 20 factors are there. I want to know with all 20 factors, which factors mainly impact the sleep quality. So I need to research this. I have to take on the literature review, because many researchers have worked on this. So I need to collect all the factors from the existing literature review. By reviewing the literature, I found 10 to 12 factors that impact the student academic productivity. Now now what I have to do, I have to combine all the factors, and I want to know from all these factors which are the mainly 5 factors which mainly impact the student academic productivity. So I need to validate that. But how can I validate that factors which more impact the student academic productivity? So this I should collect the real data, and on the basis of real data, collecting data, analyzing data, we can validate my framework. Yes, these researcher have given 10 factors, 12 factors, maybe 2 factor, maybe 4 factor, but in your study you want to validate, no, these 5 factor are more impacting the student academic productivity. Like, first of all, I think family background is the primary factor that impact the student academic productivity. If family background is educational background, then now there may be 2 reasons. Academic background of family is very good, but learning environment is not good. Maybe it impacts both. Parents are working and nobody cares, and nobody care that what student is learning or not, what child is learning or not. Then family background doesn't do anything, because learning environment should be there, strictness should be there, parents caring should be there. So I have to develop a framework that yes, this academic background of parents is definitely necessary, but with that, learning environment is a moderating factor. If learning environment is there, then resources is there, then this will become a important factor. So now how I develop my framework, it will depend on me, how I take the factors from the review papers and draw a diagram that this is the flow that our student academic productivity is good. For this, these are the background, or these are the factors which impact the student academic productivity. Right? I will take the factor from the review of papers, but how we connect that factors, this is my conceptual framework. Make sense? Got my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. For example, if I found 5 factors that impact the sleep academic productivity, I have to validate that also. For this, I need to collect the data for all 5 factors which I found, and then I have to validate that study. So this is called the mixed study, empirical as well as a conceptual. First, I need to develop a conceptual framework, then I will validate my conceptual framework with the help of real data collection. Then this is known as the empirical research. Conceptual plus empirical. First, we will do conceptual, then we will do empirical. And mixed is known as the conceptual plus empirical. And this type of study is always we do in the PhD thesis. Right? Then next is case study. What is case study?
Ma'am,
Yes,
rare
and
cases
Hanji?
to find
Case,
to study a rare case that may
to
be
study
one
a
or
real. Okay. Actually, case study as a research method that will focus on you can say, very deep explanation or examination of a maybe single individual, maybe group, maybe organization. Okay. Now, there may be, for example, if there is a company which is just started from a 1 lakh turnover, and now he is a, for example, 50 crores turnover. So this is a case study how they will develop themselves, that from a turnover only 1 lakh turned into 50 crore turnover. Then this may be a case study. What real what real situations they have in this time period. If there is some person behind this, or some strategy behind this, or some marketing strategy behind this, if you work on that thing, then it is known as the case study. We can case study on any individual, or we can do case study or of for any company also, organization also. Okay, now I have taken example also. Leadership strategies during crisis, a case study of tech startups in 2023. So and this is a case study of tech startups, that what type of leadership strategies they have. Okay, so what type of leadership strategies, what type of marketing strategies, what type of HR strategies any company which for which we research is known as a case study. You can have a case study on Dhirubhai Ambani even, because I know, we all know, Dhirubhai Ambani started from serving at the petrol pump, but now their wealth is, they are all Ambanis are the richest person in India. So this is a case study, how they have started, how they have managed this. This is a case study. So you can do deep analysis for a individual also. You can analysis of a organization also. What type of marketing strategies they have, what type of HR strategies they have, what type of leadership strategies they have. So this is an example of case study, right? Okay. Now this totally, now it depends on your research question. What type of research you want to do? On behalf of, on basis of that, you can choose your research paper is a review paper, your research paper is a case study, or your research paper is an empirical type of research paper, or your paper is a conceptual type of research paper, right? Right? Any doubt in this? Any doubt in this?
No, ma'am.
Now my next is flow of research paper writing. If you want to write a research paper, what should be the process? The first step should be, you should have a research idea. You should have a research topic. If on which topic, on which idea you want to do research, your first step should be research idea, right? Now in the participants, anybody have any research idea? If you want to do a research, that anyone have a research idea?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Can you
Ma'am,
share with?
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, in research paper, firstly, we cover introduction.
No. I want to know the research idea of your, and on which topic you want to do research.
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm.
Research idea. Yes, ma'am. What type of methodology used?
I'm not asking about methodology. I want to know the research topic. On which topic?
Exploring, yes, ma'am.
Exploring diet in skin disorder, skin elements. Can it be a
Sorry,
research question?
can you repeat your topic?
Yes, ma'am.
Exploring.
Diet in skin elements.
Okay. What is type of research? Can you have an idea? You have a research topic. What type of research is your? It's empirical, it's a conceptual, or it's a case study, or it's a literature review.
It is, you can say conceptual.
Yes, because you want to explore the factors.
Yes.
Right? You want to explore the factors, what type of factors in your topic impact. That is conceptual conceptual framework, conceptual research. But if you after developing the conceptual framework, if you validate with the help of collecting data, that taking a sample to validate your study, then it will be known as an empirical research. Right? Right? It
Yes,
means if we explore the factors, then it's a conceptual framework. But if we, with the help of validate that factors, then it will be a empirical research. So first of all, if you want to do a research, you have a research topic in your mind. On which topic you want to do a research. After after have an idea of your research, what will be your next step? You will see how many authors have studied the same topic, means literature review. Because it is not necessary that this idea particularly come to your mind and nobody have this type of idea in their mind. Definitely the topic which you have in your mind may be explored by some other authors. So you have to explore, you have to review the existing research paper which is likely to be your research. You have to review all that papers and should identify the gap. The idea is same as yours, but maybe the existing authors have not explored anything, everything. So definitely there will be a gap. So what they have not explored, now you will explore that thing. So by the review of literature, you will identify what is the research gap which has not been done yet. So you will choose that research gap and you have to bridge that gap with the help of literature review. So first of all, you should have a research idea. After the research idea, you should work on the review of the literature and should find the research gap. And after that research gap, you will take the sample, and on the basis of that sample you will assume the hypothesis. Like I have taken the example that first of all we will take the sample. On the basis of that sample, I will definitely assume known as a hypothesis. And now time to validate that hypothesis, and with the help of any statistical test we will testing our hypothesis, and we will interpret the results. After interpreting of results, we can submit the research paper for the peer review, or if there is any issue, we will write or format the paper, we will discuss, we will give the conclusion to the research paper and submit for the again research journal, maybe peer reviewed journal, maybe index journal, and then you can again start with a new research idea. So there is a flow of research paper writing. The very first thing, you should have a research idea. After that, you should have find the research gap by reviewing the literature. After reviewing the literature, you have now clean topic. On the clean topic, you will, if you have you want to write conceptual paper, then on the basis of literature you will write your paper. Otherwise, if you want to do the work on empirical research paper, then collect the data. On the basis of that data, you will frame the hypothesis, and to validate the hypothesis, you have to use the statistical test and interpret the results, write the paper, format the paper. Format the paper means to say formatting of the paper according to the journal guideline, and then submit the paper to the journal, high index journals or peer review journals. Right? Right? Any query about the flow of research paper writing? Yes, anyone? Have any query?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, you can ask. Yes, please. Can we go ahead?
Ma'am, what is research gap?
Okay. What is research gap? Right. Research gap means to say the topic which you have in your mind, it is not necessary that first come to your mind. Maybe other authors have worked on that idea. Okay. Like in my example, in the previous slide, I want to know the factors which impact the student academic productivity. This idea came to my mind. I want to know the factors which impact the student productivity, academic productivity. Okay. But now it is not necessary. This is the first time this idea came to my mind. Maybe other authors have already worked on this. Okay. If already authors have worked on this, and I am also working on that, again, that same topic, then what is the meaning of my research? Because already worked on already existing work is there. So what is the meaning of my research? My research is useful only if it has not already been conducted. My first thing is that if you want to do a research, first you can say first thing is that it should not be conducted earlier. It should be a new idea. Okay. But that idea may be covered by any other authors. So I have to review the literature. How many authors have studied on the similar topic, that factors which impact the student academic productivity? When I have started to review, I have seen hundred of authors have discussed the same idea. So now what to do? Because I want to do the research on this topic, but already existing literature is there. Then what is the meaning of my research? So I need to identify the gap, because it cannot possible that all the researchers, existing literature have covered all the things about this topic. Definitely some things maybe they have not discussed earlier. I have to identify that thing which have not been discussed earlier on this topic. Maybe some have discussed about the sleep quality. Some have discussed about the academic background of the family. Maybe some have discussed about the resources. Maybe some have discussed any other factor. But you found that that all the authors have discussed all the things, but nobody have discussed it really depend on the gender also. Maybe academic productivity depends on the gender. Male or female have different productivity of academic productivity. Nobody have discussed about it. So this is your research gap. Yes, nobody have discussed about this. What is the impact of gender? What is maybe different academic productivity will be there in the cases of female or male or no? So I found the research gap. This is known as the research gap. Got my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You need to identify this gap, because there is no use of do the research already existing on the already existing topic. You have to, because research is very doing a very long ago. Student researchers have working on the research in every topic. But yes, definitely if we try, there maybe we found some different gap, or we can work on that gap, right? Yes.
Ma'am?
And yes.
Ma'am, if you are getting the negative results instead of positive results, what we should do at that time?
Okay, it depends on your data collection. Okay, it can be the limitation of your study. Maybe because sometimes it happens your research is supported by the literature review, but you have identified your gap. So how you can say your results are negative results? First of all, I want to know this from you. How you can know? How do you know your research gaps? You have a negative results. How you can identify this?
Okay.
Yes, you can identify this because sometimes from the literature review suggests that this type of result should come. Okay, but in the case of your research, you have got the results just opposite to that. But in that case, focus on your study, because sometimes there is a process of analyzing the data. When we collect the data, first of all, we should know about the data. We have to clean the data, we have to process on the data. Our data should be normal, our data collection should be done in an accurate way, sampling procedure should be in the accurate way, data normalization should be in the accurate way, no duplicacy of data will be there, no missing frequency will be there. So if we do our research with the proper process, then you should rely on your results. Okay, there is no negative results, there is no positive results. If you have followed the process, then you should rely on your results. Definitely, and your research you can justify with the help of literature review why you got these type of results. Okay, your process should be right, your data exploration should be right, your data analysis should be right. If you have you have chosen the right things, right data exploration, right data analysis, right sampling technique, everything is right, then rely on your research results, right? Because if you change your results or manipulate your results on the basis of literature, that will be wrong. See only what you have done to your research. If everything is right, process is right, then rely on your results. Right?
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Any other query? Okay. This is again structure of your paper, research paper. First, if you documented the research, then first of all, title will be there. Then abstract will be there. What do you understand by the abstract? What do you understand by the abstract? Abstract is a brief summary of entire study. What you have done in your study, write a paragraph about 250 words in which you can give the brief summary of your study. This is known as an abstract, because some of time this happens that the researcher have no time to study the whole research paper. In that case, abstract is a good idea. If I read the abstract, I know, yes, this research paper is connected to my research, so I can use this research paper. So on the reading the abstract, I can verify, I can see that its study is related to my research or not. After that, introduction will be there. In the introduction, background of your context, problem, what is the research problem, what is your objective to do this research. This all will come in the introduction, because if no objective, no question of research. In the introduction, you should clearly mention what is your research problem, in which topic you want to do the research, and what is your objective to do this research. So you have to clear mention in the introduction part what is your objective to do this research. Then literature review, existing research paper, and the gap you have found by reviewing this literature review, you have to mention clearly. Methodology, which type of research you will conduct it, which type of research, which type of statistical test you will use, which software will use to conduct this research, you have to mention in all these in the methodology part. After that, results and discussion. Now, after what you have conclude in your study, mention all the findings and discussion part in the result and discussion. And the last, conclusion, what is the conclusion of your research study, and also what is the future direction in the research, what are the implications and what are the future directions. After that, last part, references means to say, because research have to investigate something, and for the investigating you have reviewed research paper. Which research paper you have mentioned, that should be cited in the references also, right? So this is the structure of research paper. If you want to write a research paper, if you are planning to write a research paper, these 8 things should be a part of your research paper: title, abstract, introduction, literature review, research methodology, research and discussion part, conclusion part, and references. Right?
Ma'am, kindly mention what things we should maintain in the abstract.
Yes. In the abstract, you should mention in the very first 2 or 3 lines, you should mention what is the aim of your study. Okay. In the next 2 or 3 lines, you should mention which type of methodology you have used, which sampling technique you have used, and what software you have used, and what is the result of your study. Okay. 200, sometimes 150 to 200, 225, 50 words. This is the limit of your abstract. In this abstract, this is the entire summary. It means if I read your abstract of the research paper, by reading that, I should know, yes, this is the paper based on this research topic, and this software they have used, this and these results or these sampling technique they have used, and these are the results of this research paper. By reading only that paragraph, I should know all about your research.
Ma'am, introduction and implication can you mention?
Yes. In the introduction, like I want to know the factors which impacts student academic productivity. So in the literature review, or I know that sleep quality, learning material, resources, these are the factors which can impact the student academic productivity. So in the reduction part, I should mention what do you understand by the student academic productivity. First of all, you should mention what do you understand by the student academic productivity. Then you should mention these are the factors which can you can give the brief introduction of that factors, that sleep quality, that learning material, these type of factor, these and this impact the student academic productivity. After that, you have to mention what is your research problem. You will mention, yes, I want to know either this factor also impact the learning resources, and I want to know my research problem is, yes, or gender, I have taken the example of gender. Yes, student academic productivity is depend on the gender also. This is my research question. I have to mention my research question is the gender impact the student academic productivity? Now, what is my objective now? I have mentioned my problem, then I will mention my objectives. What are my objectives? My objectives are, I want to know male have a good student academic productivity better than female, or female has a good academic productivity better than male. This is my objective. I want to know the objective. Second thing, I want to know any other factor. If I want to make the research part, then I can mention in the objective also. Then if you have a good knowledge of all these objectives, then definitely mark the hypothesis also in this introduction part. Otherwise, you can give the hypothesis in the methodology part. But yes, what is your context? Why you are doing this research study? What is your problem? And what is the main objective to do the study? This all will come into the introduction part. Context means why you want to do this type of study. Why do you want to explore the factor of student academic productivity? You have to mention in the context part, right? What is your problem and what is your objective? If you are doing the research on any company, then company background you can mention. Okay, right? For example, I have taken another example, impact of financial literacy on the well-being of women. Now, I have taken 2 or 3 things: financial literacy, well-being of women. So in the introduction part, I have to mention what is financial literacy, what is women well-being. I have to mention, and what is your objective to do this study. You have to mention all these things in the introduction part. Right? Yes. Any other query? Got my answer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Any other question? In the structure of
Implications.
research?
What is implications?
Sorry?
Madam, can you explain that research methodology?
Implications.
Okay. First, I will explain methodology. Okay, methodology is a very important part of structure of a research paper. You can say methodology is a blueprint of your conducting research. Now, what is a blueprint? If I want to, what is a blueprint? If I want to do something, then definitely I should have a plan to do that. Example, we have a wedding in our house, then in a family, then definitely I have a plan for that. What is the planning? Planning is that I will arrange for the venue. I will arrange venue. Where will be the venue? What is the menu? How much I can expend on that wedding? How much relatives I will invite? All the things I will I will all in my mind. Definitely for a wedding planning. Right on the same track, if I want to do a research, then I should have a plan to that. Before conducting research, I should have a plan for that. What type of planning you should have? You should have a planning that, okay, I want to do this research. For this, I need data. So I need a plan from where I will collect that data. My first planning should be there. What type of data I will collect, what type of sample I will collect, how much sample I will collect, from where I will collect the data, which software I will use, which type of statistical test I will use. All these planning will be a part of my methodology. All the planning. Okay, so methodology, research design is a blueprint of our research. Research in the methodology, we will explain the research design, and research design is a blueprint of my conducting research. What, why, and how. All these will be explained in the methodology part. What sample I will take, how I will collect the sample, when I will collect the sample, which test I will use, which software I will use. All these are the part of the methodology. Right, Rajuji?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Next, anyone also have a query?
Madam, I have one question. In
Yeah.
abstract, there is a graphical abstract also, some of the papers.
No, graphical except no. I think whatever I have seen, there is a brief summary and the note graphical part is there.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, any other?
Implications, ma'am. What are What should be included in
What are implication future direction? Okay. Vishali ji, and like before conducting your research, you have review your literature part. Definitely, you have to review the literature part and identify the gap. Okay. Now you have conduct your research. Now, what is the implication? That means to say, implication means where your research can be benefited, and if you have want to do something else more in the research, what you have not done, what another researcher can do from your study is a future direction. It means your research, what you have not done, your research gap is a future direction of some other researcher, and where your research is benefited, that is implications. Both things are there. Implication, where your research is benefited. Future direction means if you have done, you have some research gap that you want to do, or that in direction that also your research gap will be the future direction of other people, other researchers. Means how your research can be extended. You can say in the simple words, how your research can be extended is a future direction, and where your research is benefited, your implication. Yes. Yes, Purnima ji, want to say something?
No, ma'am, if I have three variables, then how can I write the objective?
Actually, your voice is not so clear, Purnima ji. Again, repeat your query.
Ma'am, if I have three variables,
Okay.
then how can I write? Actually, if I write in smart principle to write the objective, that is specific manner, then my objective will be long.
Actually, I have just understand you have 2 or 3 variables. After that, I am not able to understand your question. I have
How
understand
can I write the objective of the research?
how you can write.
The objective of the research. Objective.
Okay, how you can write objective of your research if you have 2 or 3 variables. We want to.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Purnima ji, if you have 2 or 3 variables, definitely you have a conceptual framework. Okay, like
Ma'am, like if I assess, I want to assess the growth of children, growth and development of the children, or that is the health outcome of the children.
not able to understand your voice. You can write in the chat.
Okay,
You
ma'am.
can write in the chat your question.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes, please. Yes, children, any other query if there? Punima is writing. Any other query? Yes, any other query?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, to do the literature review,
Yes.
is there any conditions to take Q1 journals or Q2 journals like that?
Yes, it will be good if you review the research paper from the high index journals, because they are the reliable sources actually. At least peer reviewed journal you have to take. It will be good if Q1, Q2 index journals. Otherwise, peer reviewed journal should be there. Scopus, Web of Science, ABDC journals, SCI journals, peer-reviewed journals. Yes, you should review that type of journals because of reliability of that that data or that publication.
And in that papers, they mentioned that a research gap, or we only can identify that research gap,
You
ma'am?
have to identify that research gap. You have to identify.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, and you will identify the research gap by reviewing not only one paper. So maybe research gap of one paper has already been conducted by some other researcher. You can't identify the research gap by reviewing one paper. Maybe that research gap will be already covered by another researcher.
How
Okay.
many years, I mean, we can consider it, ma'am, to review the papers?
How nowadays research is a very important factor in the academic industry. So many of research is going on. So nowadays, first I have seen that we have taken the research review from the 1990, 1979, 1980, but now it's all the factors are changing very drastically. So nowadays, I prefer that last 10 year you can take the review. You can take the review because everything is changing very drastically.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Purnima ji, your question is, if I would like to assess health outcomes of a children and objective, how should I write? Okay, it's a very simple objective. You directly write to assess the health outcome of children. But now, this is my primary objective, to assess health outcome of children. This is my primary objective. But yes, to assess this health outcome, if you have 2, 3, 4 variables, then you can frame other objectives also by taking each variable in your objective. This is your primary objective, to assess health outcomes of children. But to assess health outcome of children, if you have 2, 3, 4 variables in your study, then you can frame 3 or 4 more objectives in your study by taking every variable into account. Right, Purnima ji?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, actually, we read in book, the objective should be written in smart format, specific.
Specific, measurable.
Well, yes, ma'am. Ma'am, that when I assess health outcome, I will check growth, development, readmission, etc. That will not be specific. In primary objective, that will be general. Yes,
No,
ma'am.
Wait. You have a primary
Ma'am, it is
objective.
my confusion, ma'am. It is my confusion. How can I write?
I will explain this. You have a primary objective. You want to assess the health outcome of the children. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
For this,
Yes,
you have a different factors. Can you name that factors, please? Growth.
Yes, ma'am. Growth, to assess growth, that
To
is the
assess-
weight, that is the development, development, then readmission, breastfeeding,
Okay.
immunizations.
I'll take first factor, that is weight.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now you say the objective should be SMART. SMART means specific. SMART means
Yes, ma'am.
measurable. SMART means
Yes, ma'am.
achievable. SMART means relevant. SMART means time bound. This is a SMART definition: specific,
Yes, ma'am.
measurable, achievable, relevant,
Yes.
and time bound. Okay, you have taken the first objective, the weight impact in the health. Okay, this is my first objective, to assess the factor weight which impact on the health of the children. Okay, right?
Yes, ma'am.
This is very
Yes, ma'am.
specific. This is very specific because you have taken only one factor, that is weight. Right? It is a clearly
Yes, ma'am.
defined. You want to know the impact of weight on health outcome. This is very specific. Is it measurable? Yes, it is measurable.
Yes, ma'am.
It
Yes,
means
ma'am.
you have a specific, you have a measurable objective, then achievable. Is it achievable also?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am. Yes,
It's
yes, ma'am.
relevant. It's a relevant objective.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, it's relevant because definitely weight impact the health outcome. It's a time
Yes,
bound.
ma'am. Yes.
Yes, you can clearly define the time frame that in these time frame, maybe children age of 1 to 10 years, I will take the health outcome of the thing. It means you have achieve all these things smart. Your objective is specific, your objective is measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So you have taken the smart objective,
Yes, ma'am.
right, Purnima ji?
Yes.
You have
Yes,
taken the
ma'am.
smart objective because everything you have taken the factor weight, and weight is specific, weight is measurable, weight is achievable. These objectives, smart objective, no issue, no doubt. It means
Yes, ma'am.
when you frame the objective, you can verify from the smart definition. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. You have taken the next, breastfeeding. So breastfeeding can be, it is specific. Yes, specific. It can be measurable. Yes, measurable. You can frame the question on this. You can ask this question to the mother that how much time you have breastfeed to your child. It's measurable. It's achievable.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Then,
Yes.
ma'am, all the factor I should mention in the health outcome.
Yes. Definitely.
Otherwise, ma'am, objective will be increased number of objective.
So that's why go to the research gap. If already on some factors research has been done, then drop that factor if there is not something new in your study.
Okay.
This is again the importance of research gap there. If already conducted research on some factors, but if you want to add something new to that factor, only that factor will be included in your study.
Okay,
Maybe
ma'am.
your area, maybe the woman, maybe woman age factor, mother age factor. You want to know the outcomes, outcome of the children, but you have mentioned the female or mother ages 20 to 25. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
that means you have found the research gap. You will found these type of objective only in the mother age 20 to 25 years, right? Maybe this
Yes,
is your
ma'am.
research gap.
Okay, ma'am.
Got my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Purnima ji. Yes,
Yes,
any
ma'am.
other query?
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, any other query? Yes, please.
Are there any more questions, anyone? Or any doubts?
Ma'am, one more questions. That is, what chronology should follow in a literature review? That is old to new or new to old?
My suggestion is old to new.
Old to new.
Yes,
Actually, okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
that will be, it will be easy to find the research gap.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes. Yes. Any other query? I hope the concept is clear regarding
Yeah.
the writing paper. Yes, Kalpana,
Yes, ma'am.
do you want to ask something?
Ma'am, I want to ask about software which are useful in paper writing.
Okay. The important software, you can useful software, which is graphical user interface. My suggestion is to, if you are a beginner and the research, then SPSS is more useful. You can
Yes,
use
ma'am.
Excel also, You can use R software also. You can use Python software also. But if you are a beginner and not a computer background, so SPSS is very useful software for the research.
Okay, ma'am.
SPSS. Yes.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, can you provide your presentation?
Yes, I can do that. I can forward to the Research Foundation of India, and they will definitely share with you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Okay, Kalkaji. Yes. If any other query, then you can ask, or we can conclude. Okay, Asmi ma'am, it's all from my side.
Ma'am, shall I present the vote of thanks then?
Yes, sure.
Okay, ma'am. So, on behalf of the entire RFI team, I extend a heartfelt gratitude to ma'am for such an amazing session. It was really a practical and truly enriching session. I would also like to thank all the participants for the active participation. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you so much, ma'am.